Hi, I'm Frank Besednjak, and thank you for watching this video. Unless you've been to one of my workshops or any of the national conventions, you probably don't know who I am. I really don't want to waste your valuable time talking all about me, so I encourage you to go to my website at frankpresents.com or just type my name in Google and search me. Basically, I've been helping people improve their businesses, profits, and personal careers for over 20 years now. I've managed hundreds of people in my past who have run tens of thousands of service calls. I realized that in order to be successful and bring in the highest amount of margins possible per call, we had to control how the service and sales call goes from start to finish. This is not an easy task. In fact, at first it is difficult, but eventually the hard work pays off. There is no sales presentation secret or easy way to get more sales, as you may have heard from someone trying to sell you their program, book, or video. It takes some work and effort to move into the winner's circle, and I'm going to show you how it's done with this first of a series of videos that will get you on the track of sales and business success. I will point out the specific reasons as to why customers will not object to spending more and really not use low price as a decision tool. In fact, I will show you how being the most expensive is actually an asset rather than a burden. And I'm going to start out this program with an experience I went through recently. 2 years ago, my wife and I decided we wanted to buy a hot tub. We had determined that our budget was going to be $4,000. Because I wanted to make the right decision, I had made arrangements with the hot tub store to actually try out various models that they had on the showroom floor. So we brought our bathing suits, and after we changed, our salesman took us over to a very large, nice-looking spa. It was fantastic. This thing had 3 pumps, fiber optic lights, stereo system, waterfalls. It even had jets that came over your shoulders that would massage my neck in every angle possible. I looked over at my wife and said, "Well, this is the one. It's hard to beat. I love it. I felt like I was in heaven." At that moment, I asked the salesman, "How much?" He says, $10,999. Of course, I was immediately annoyed, and I said to him, our budget's $4,000. Why would you have us try this?" He said that he just wanted us to experience what was available. We then tried some of the tubs that were in our price range, and honestly, they were crap compared to the one we were just in, and no way was it even half as nice as the first one. I just was not happy with anything even close to my price range. My wife looked at me and said, "Just get the one you like." I looked at the salesman. He said, "We have a special 1-year same-as-cash program going on now if you're interested." So, of course, what did I buy? The $11,000 tub. Plus, I had to throw in another $2,000 for the cover and the electrician to wire it all up. Total investment, $13,000. $9,000 over my budget. Am I happy? Absolutely. I knew once I had tried the expensive hot tub, I wouldn't be happy with the other cheaper models. Of course, so did the salesman. That's why he did it. He knew that offering me, the customer, a great experience, that it will make the sale. Your customers are not much different from me. Sometimes contractors think everything is about the price, when actually it isn't. The price is a concern when your customer either doesn't see the value in what you are offering, or you're not allowing them the option of having an experience that makes it worth it. As we mentioned earlier, one of the reasons for low margins is having to deal with low bid competitors. I've come to the conclusion, and I'm sure you have too, that no matter what, there's always someone cheaper than me, and it just is the way it is. Of course, as you know, you get what you pay for. In fact, I have a question for you. Are the most successful contracting companies lower or higher price than the competition? In fact, the most successful contracting companies are the most expensive. So that tells me, and should tell everyone else, lowest price is not the determining factor in being successful in this business. I hope I was able to get you to realize by now that low price is not the way to be successful. Yeah, sure, I know what some of you may be saying. Well, what about Walmart? Well, Walmart basically controls the retail market. They tell their vendors what to do, and if you want to sell something to Walmart to resell, you have to play by their rules. When you get to the point where you're as powerful as Walmart, call me and I'll be more than happy to write a book about you. So far, this has not happened in any contracting business that I'm aware of. Let's get back to your business. I mentioned earlier in the program that it's necessary to understand and plan every aspect of the customer's experience from start to finish. This is a very important aspect in making sure that you focus on the value of service you offer rather than the price. Your customer will not mind spending more if you do the simple things correctly. Personally, I like to set up processes and systems in my business because it reduces the margin of error. Let's start with the phone. The way you answer your phone will immediately give your customer an idea as to whether you are a highly professional business or a discount service provider. Having real people answer your phone 24/7 is a huge way of telling your potential clients that you are there for them anytime. Also, the people who do answer need to follow a proper script and know what their main objective is. I did a workshop recently for a group whose primary responsibility was to answer the phone for a service provider. During the class, I asked them all if they really knew what the main objective or purpose was when they answered the phone. I got every answer from being friendly to answering customer questions and so on. Actually, the real objective of the people who answer your phone is to turn that phone call into a sales or service visit. In other words, their job is to get you or someone else in front of the customer. This doesn't happen easily. The people who answer your phone need to know what to say, how to say it, and how to act when they are speaking to a potential client. I can't tell you how many times I've called the contracting business to have the people on the phone act like I was interrupting their day. There is no reason for that and should not be acceptable in any way. When someone isn't friendly to me, I automatically reduce the value of anything they offer. I will get into much more detail in later programs. The next step is scheduling the call. I know most service contractors schedule a time span for arrival. In other words, you may tell the customer that you will have someone arrive sometime between the hours of 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. To you, this means that the technician will arrive between those hours. However, to the customer, this means you'll be done and gone by 5. Yes, that is why these folks start calling you around 4 o'clock asking where the man is. No matter how many ways you try and tell them, this is what they are. This is what they hear. My recommendation is to contact the customer if you know no one will be there within the first 2 hours of the time commitment, and tell them it will be sometime after 3 or 4 when someone actually arrives. How can that be difficult? Everyone carries a phone in their pocket, and I would be thrilled to hear from someone giving more definite time. Remember, each positive contact you have with a customer increases your value to them. Communication is absolutely essential to success in this case. The next step is the actual visit. Making this go well is absolutely critical to making you worth what you charge and whether the potential clients thinks you are really worth it. First and foremost, a professional appearance is essential. I don't really care if you are in a crawl space attic, on a roof, or in a garage. Your representative needs to look as if this is the first customer of the day and he or she just got out of the shower and put on a clean uniform. There is no excuse for anything else. Carry an extra outfit, bring along some odor eliminator, deodorant, and wet wipes. Coming in looking like this is not acceptable, and you will automatically classify yourself as a low-bid contractor, and there is no way out of it now. Now that you've arrived on time and look professional, it is important to know exactly what has to be said in order to properly present the highest degree of professionalism. When I was a service manager, I regularly practiced the phone greeting with my phone representatives and also practiced the customer greeting when entering a customer's home. It kind of went like this. Hello, my name is Frank and I'm from your service company. I understand you called about your appliance. Is it okay if I come in? Did Jenny explain the fees to you on the phone? Just so there is no misunderstanding, let me run through that again. Of course, at this time, you would explain how your charges work. Next, he would say, did Jenny mention that we could save you $40 on this service call today? Of course, at this time, we would discuss the service agreement and hand over a brochure, while saying, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Now he would ask to explain or demonstrate the problem that they called about. in a problem they're having. Once the situation was assessed and the possible solutions determined, we would make a presentation to the customer as to what the investment would be and the various options available. I'm going to talk a moment about house checks. Whenever a problem escalates to the point when a homeowner can no longer tolerate the situation or just cannot resolve it themselves, they call you. Keep in mind that up until this point, there may have been a variety of things that have occurred in the home they just decided to either put up with or just ignore. For example, their handler may have been noisy and they just ignored it. There may have been one side of the home that was uncomfortable compared to the other, or they might have considered getting something installed to improve the air quality, but never researched it any further. There may be a variety of things that this homeowner would be willing to have you resolve or install for them, but at this moment, the only thing on their mind may be just getting the heat or AC back on. The other things are not even a matter of discussion at this point. So let's say you were successful and made the repair after the customer agreed to the estimate. Now that you have their system working and totally inspected, every aspect of it to make sure all things are working at 100%. I recommend you now spend some time interviewing the homeowner and taking a tour of the house, asking questions about the comfort or noise level in each room. Also, you need to bring up the various options to improve the humidity and air quality. This is not pushing your client to buy something. It is simply a matter of discussing the possible solutions you may have for some of their concerns. When making a recommendation, make it a point to give them various options and scenarios so they are making the choice and don't feel like something is being forced onto them. Just as any potential purchase that a person would make, they like to have choices and options. The higher the cost, the more choices and options should be made available. Just like when you go into a restaurant, you are there to eat, but you want to be able to pick what you want from a menu, not just eat anything they throw in front of you. So if it is at all possible, show them a menu of what is available. If I get the feeling that someone doesn't believe in what they are selling me, I sure won't be confident in anything they offer either. If you practice your presentation to the point where you can say it in your sleep, you'll become more confident and believe in yourself and your products. Never, ever try to offer something to a customer that you would not own yourself. If you don't believe in it, don't sell it. Your job is to create a long-term relationship with your clients. You can only do this by being totally upfront, confident, and honest. And during the process of the interview and building your relationship with a customer, make it a point to let the customer know why you and your company are different from everyone else. For example, if you have a drug-free workplace policy, say that. Tell them you are licensed, and if you're a member of the Better Business Bureau or a trade association, let them know. Bring up anything that would make you better than the rest. If you say things like, we do quality work or we stand behind our products, that has really no value anymore because everyone says that. You have to make yourself unique and special. For example, I always recommend that HVAC contractors give lifetime guarantees on any new thermostat. This is like a no-brainer to me. Think about it. You have your name and phone number on the thermostat. 5 years after you install it, the air conditioning doesn't work. Where's the first place they go? Right, the thermostat. What do they think is broken? Right again, the thermostat. Who do they call now every time? You, because you have the guarantee. So you show up, and what is the possibility that the problem is actually the thermostat that you installed 5 years ago? Correct again, very, very low. So now you get every service call from that customer forever, as long as that thermostat is hanging on their wall. So let's say you determined during the assessment with the customer that the homeowner would benefit better by a system replacement rather than a repair. This will now become a substantial investment for the customer. Do not just price out the lowest priced option. Offer the customer at least 3 choices. I recommend a good, better, best scenario with additional options if desired. Should they decide to mix and match options and it is possible for it to work, make it work. Stay away from the words bid or quote too. These are recommendations or investment choices. Those are better words. Also, I'm sure you have run into a situation where the customer may have had someone out previously and they will challenge you to beat their price. I wouldn't even look at them. Your credibility will go through the roof when you tell the customer, I don't need to look at what anyone else has recommended. I will give you our best priced recommendation, and it may be higher than what you have there, but I can assure you that there is no competition when it comes to the services, warranty, and customer support that we offer at our company. You will definitely see the value of services we offer cannot be beat by any of our competitors, no matter how low their price is. And you need to believe it. Every once in a while, you'll get the person who insists that they want some kind of discount after you've already presented your best price. Never ever discount. In other words, you already gave them your best price, so how can you give them a better best price? It's just not possible. So don't do it. If you have someone who just insists on something, make sure you carry around some gift cards for a restaurant and throw that in if you need to, or offer a few months extended warranty, but never ever cut your price. You'll wind up looking like a crook if you do. Let's say you didn't get the sale. Make it a point to get back with them and thank them for the meeting. Some people just can't make a decision unless they spend time thinking about it. I'm that way. Sometimes I need a day or two to decide on a major purchase. Ask the customer when it would be a good time to call them back and schedule it right now while you're right there. I am a firm believer that the experience you present and offer to the customer will determine the value of services that they will pay for. Don't leave anything for chance. Decide in advance how you're going to handle every aspect of that customer interaction. Practice it to be proficient and believe everything you say and do is true. The perception your customer has does make a huge difference into what they are willing to pay. So make it great every single time. The experience you offer the customer will determine the value. You can charge more if you offer a great experience. It's just that simple. As Walt Disney once said, whatever you do it well. Do it so well that when people see you do it, they'll want to come back and they'll want to bring others. I certainly believe that. Walt Disney was an expert when it comes to creating great experiences for people. Your business isn't any different. Show the customer a great experience and they'll want to use your services again, and they will tell other people. Thanks again for your time, and I sincerely hope this program brought you the experience that will change the way you do business forever. Have a beautiful day.